What they doing?
They at that cemetery. They did something different with me.
How many children you had? They must be grown children.
No, no, little bit of children. There they go right now. They about 5 or 6 years old. They about 5 or 6 years old. If someone had to be the same power as for him.
Everybody too much ain't got to give him nothing back. Really, I didn't know what he got off him over there. And so after I had buried him, he hadn't been buried a good 3 days. And she came over here and she was talking about this was dad and she wanted this. I said, look, you ain't getting nothing. And she asked Pam, she said, well, what's in the shelf? So she didn't ask me, she asked Pam, what's in the shelf? I thought we stopped to her. We'll tell you ain't putting nothing in there, did you? She didn't even matter. Then she went in his van and she tried, I said, I wish I had saw her. We ain't not come out to slam the door on. I didn't give him nothing then, so.
Yeah.
So, Trisha went to he had died. So, Paul hadn't, Bo was still sitting here. Matter of fact, the funeral was just over when Bo was sitting here. She called and asked me for a death certificate.
Oh?
A death certificate.
Oh, all right.
And so I said, no, I didn't say nothing. So she kept calling and calling about the death certificate. So I said, what you want with the death certificate? She said, well, I don't want it. Jane wants it. He wanted to get some of his money back when he came up here to the funeral. I said, well, he don't need no death certificate. I said, he don't need nothing but a dictionary that to prove that it was a funeral.
Right.
And I said, he ain't going to get nothing no way because he wasn't Paul's brother. He wasn't his daddy, and he wasn't none of his children. And I said, his name ain't even on the dictionary because, he wasn't that close.
Right.
So she said, well, he won't. I said, well, I ain't getting it. Both sitting there. I said, they called back again. Started talking about it again. So she kind of pissed me off. I told her, I said, look, ain't nobody in their right mind will give you their death certificate before they tender their business. I said, nah, I lost my home but not my sense. You know what I'm saying? Right. When I heard Bo said, what was that? I said, talking about the death certificate. He said, death certificate for who? I said, she claimed Jane won't. He said, he don't need no death certificate. He said, they up to 7 minutes. They going to eat whatever. Lord left him, they probably going to take his name off. She got them insurance. I said, yeah, but I ain't getting them no. I paid for these death certificates for the kingdom of my business. Mm-hmm. He said, don't give him a damn thing. They like just like a bunch of weeds. They ain't never had nothing. He don't give him nothing.
They ain't going to have it after they get it.
So after I didn't give her that, after I didn't give Trisha that, she kind of
stopped calling.
But see, she didn't want it. She was getting it for her mama. She didn't want it. But all she had to do was just tell me. But I want her to do it like that. Because, see, Paul had bills from the army and stuff like that. And they told me when he died, this shit in the death certificate, they'll write it off. Mm-hmm. So that's why I said, why would I give you a death certificate before I tender my own business? Right. So there's a lot of make fell out with me now. So Jane came from California. Paul had borrowed some money for Jane. I knew about that. Mm-hmm. So I told him, Paul said, I'll pay you back when I give you money. So it's okay. So when Jane came back again, Jane volunteered and gave Paul $300. I told Paul, you don't have to pay that back. Right. You just do that, said you ain't got to worry about paying that back. So when Paul got his money, I sent the $500 back to get what he borrowed. But see, I didn't know about the $300 because Paul didn't tell me.
Right.
And so Paul told him, said, well, since you said that you didn't need that money and I ain't have to send it back, your mama want to ride lawnmower. If she don't come up with the lawnmower, is it all right for me to give her this for a down payment? So James said, yeah, if that's what you want to do. Mm-hmm. So Lottie Mae she came up with all that money off of goods, so she bought a lawnmower, paid cash for it. Then plus she had to buy to build her charity. So after she did that, Paul them boys back in of the money. So Jane must have mentioned it to her. So she was going around telling me about Paul got her money when he gave it to her. So it got back to me. So So Miss Pam told Gina, said, if my daddy owed her some money, all she got to do is come to my mama and tell my mama owed me money, she would give it to her.
Yeah.
But she didn't, she just kept going around telling. So I asked Father, I said, Father, you owe a lot of make some money. He said, no. I said, well, what's she talking about? You got her money, won't give it to her. He said, no, that ain't that. And he told me about that. I said, well, you shouldn't even say nothing to James about that. And then I said, because you got it from James, if you wanted to pay it back, you should have gave it back to James, let him do what he want with it.
Yeah, not around a circle.
You shouldn't even say nothing to us because she going around saying you got her money like you put money in her hand. He said, no, I didn't. He said, I don't hold nothing. So after that, so I told him, I said, well, they said, you gonna be out there, I ain't giving her nothing that she can't come and talk to me like a woman.
Right.
Instead of going in the street telling her, I ain't giving her nothing. And I ain't giving her nothing. It ain't that. So, over there. And then I told him, I don't kiss nobody behind. I don't run behind nobody. I don't beg nobody from there. Don't ask nobody from there.
Yeah.
I'm me. I do what I have to do for me. So you see that? Then like I told your dad, you pushed my wrong button that last time. He found out how I was. See, they like my husband told all of them. Now she a good person. She won't say nothing. And she don't bother nobody, but this don't make her mad. Don't cross her in the wrong way. If you did, you got a mess on your hand. Your daddy did that, so he can't stay in my house no more.
Yeah.
Don't stay here no more. I told him, you don't do that. I open up my house, let you in as family. I treated you like family, and I treated you with respect. I expect you to treat me with respect. In my house, you can't do that, then you going on by your business. Yeah, he did. I mean, I didn't mind him coming, but if it's something I want to do and go, I'm going to go. So one night, he had told me about 4 months ago he would come, but you don't tell me what day and what time you coming. I ain't got no business sitting here waiting on you, right?
Right.
You just don't pop up. Because, see, I done forgot what you said them months back. Anything come up free, said you got a free ride to go here. So my brother carried me down there, so he came up, I wasn't here. And he asked the children, where your mother? They said, she going to Miami. Miami. I can't wait up here and see her. She in Miami. They said, she went down there to see her brother. So he got like he was pissed off about it. So Philly, he just going on over there to his sister, his daddy. He gonna go over there and question him about who I went with, where I went, and how long I've been gone, and when I coming back. I said, no, he didn't. I said, no, you didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. I ain't said that. So, when my 2 brothers was sick, and he kept calling, I told him, nah, I wasn't in no mood for no company because I was running back and forth to the hospital every day. Because they had wives, and the wives didn't know that, so I was helping them. I had to run back and forth every day. Yeah. I told him I wasn't in no mood for no company. He was still determined to come. He told Pam, ask your mama why they Pam said, both, leave it alone. This is mama house. And she said she don't want no company, leave it alone.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring somebody out there. No, he wouldn't bring nobody in my house. And I told you I ain't up for in no mood for no company. So he called me back the next week, and I told him, I said, no, ain't no mood. I'm frustrated, I'm tired, because things are not going right, and they not looking good. And I said, I'm waiting on his son to come and see about his dad. And I was leaving my house open for him because I had been talking back and forth with his son. Bo came up here that Thursday. And he spent the night. He came over. He didn't stay here. He stayed at a motel. So when he came that Friday morning, I was getting ready to go to Albany to see my brother. How you guys? I'm fine. I'm just tired and frustrated. So he said, well, I'm finna go see my dad and I'm going to go by the weekend and I'm going. I said, okay. No. So now if I had said he could stay here, he would have stayed that whole weekend. But see, when he can't stay here, he don't stay but a day and go back. I said, what you come up here for? You come up here and spend some time with your dad, then you should go spend that weekend over there with your daddy. You know what I'm saying? Your dad is sick. You don't know how long he gonna be here.
Yeah.
So you go spend that time with him instead of sitting here. And every time I see him, think you going to see him, oh, he all right, he'll live a little longer. You don't know that. That man got cancer. Cancer kill you out here in the next 5 minutes. You don't know. You go spend. Oh, he wouldn't go. So I said, okay. So my brother died. The morning of the funeral, I said, well, I had all my other brothers now. So I said, well, I get up and get ready for the funeral, be out of their way, the phone wanted to him. It's just the mama or the daughter. I said, this me, what do you want? You done got that bowl out of your behind. I said, I ain't never had none of that. You done come to your senses out today, was never lost. I said, what are you talking about? I said, what did you want? What you calling me? I said, I don't have time for this anymore. I don't have time to play guessing game with you. I don't have time for all that mess. I said, I don't want to go to the funeral, but I got to get ready for the funeral. See, that's what I'm talking about. What are you talking about? I had no right to call. He's telling me that I'm supposed to call him before I call my sister and brother that my brother did. What the hell I'm going to call you for? You don't know him. You ain't never met.
Yeah.
Because he spent all his years, most of it in the military. And he said, well, you should, he going to tell me, well, I'm your immediate family. What do you want to say that for? I'm already just, no, I'm not. You ain't none of my immediate family. You shouldn't need a family. You not mine. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, just like the last time I come up there, and you went out and said, oh, yeah, about that. And what the hell you going to question folks about me, where I'm at and who I'm with and where I'm going? That ain't none of your business. And you stay out of my business. I don't care where you go out there. What the hell you question folks for?
Yeah.
You ain't got nothing to do with it. Where I go at, that's my business. There you go. I tell you what, I said, I ain't got time for this here. I said, you do what you have to do, and I do what I have to do. I said, but I'm ready for I ain't got time for this here. I hung up on him. And my brother and them said, well, what is all of that? And I told my brother, he must be lost his mind. I said, no, what it is, he don't care who or what's going on here or who I got. I'm supposed to put him first. You don't come first. You know what I'm saying? My children come first. I don't put nobody before my children. They come first. Then the other part come first. If you don't come first, I'm not going to put nobody out that was him first before, put you in there. You got other places to go. If you come here and my house is full and I ain't got no room for you, and then you got some other place to go, you go there. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all know, I'm not going to push y'all like y'all my nieces and nephews. But they said he ain't got no people coming like every 3 or 4 months. But he wouldn't go out there to his dad. Why you come in? You said you come to see about your dad. Go see. Go over there and help that girl with that dad. With your dad. That Ruth had to bathe and clothe and feed and give him nothing. Go over there and get that girl a break. And he all right.
Never saw this yet. This is only a test.
That real. They used to do that in Florida. They don't do that. Well, we don't got cable, so we don't know. We Netflix it.
It's really stuck in my booty.
Now ain't gonna marry nobody. You still young and now, but ain't nobody gonna treat me like that now. I ain't finna put up these headaches now.
When y'all started, how old were y'all when y'all started dating?
I was 15.
Oh, okay. How old was he?
He was 18.
So that's why. Yep.
And when y'all got married, what year?
They
I got married in 72. I had finished high school. I just turned 20.
Yeah.
He had just got out of the military, and I had them been to Florida. I finished school in 70. I left and went to Florida. He went to the military, then he went to Vietnam. And I was still in Florida when he was getting ready to come out here because I coming back home. I told him, I'm like, if you don't come there, I'll come down there, so I came back home.
Yeah.
We had been together we had been married for 34 years when he died. But I know y'all no, you don't know that. I ain't finna marry nobody else. These niggas here don't want to work and I ain't finna take care of them.
That's right.
You ever thought about marrying somebody else? Or no? No. I look at them today, you think I want them? They don't want them. Even the old ones is worse than these young ones now.
Because I'm encouraged by doing
bet I'm by myself.
Not even some of the ones that came through for the high school reunion for the birthday.
They ain't no better.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at you like, no,
See, your uncle was a hard down old country boy. He wasn't no city boy.
What's the deal with
He was from the country.
Yeah.
And he was taught the old fashioned way.
They leave him now. Then what we're talking, old boys talking, those fat way that gone, they done got hooked up with these young folks. They didn't like it. I don't need the headache.
Move right now. Going back outside.
Yeah, stick outside.
The bugs keep
They
following me.
come in when I get
They
ready.
like you.
Even when I was married, my husband
run away
didn't
from
question me where I go and when I come back. He never asked me that. He ain't never questioned me. I go when I got ready to come back. He even bought my car. You know, you got your right. You give me the time to go grocery shop. He didn't like that. He said, I taught me how to drive about my own car. Now you go where you want to go.
He said he don't want to take you no more. He want you go ahead and get it done.
He go with me sometime if it's something you want it.
You cleared me.
He go.
Because you don't have to stop and talk and
Hi.
everybody say, hey, do we sit like, oh, Lord. You got to sit there and count the door. Go, no. Hey, girl, I ain't seen you in a long time. Where you been? They got to sit there and count the door.
A 5-minute trip takes 2 hours.
Yes, you.
Yeah.
All about it.
That's what he said. He said, I took too long. But when it's something he wanted and something we want to do together, he'll go.
You ready to have 10 minutes?
Come on, go to the store with me. I'll go with him. But other than that, we got a long time.
One yes.
He never questioned me about where I go and
Yeah,
who
you
I'm
don't
with.
seem to be your sunny self today.
He said he had one. He said he didn't have to worry about one thing. I don't give me any money. He said he knows that.
So you ain't worried about you paying no man. No, yeah.
No man no money.
You ain't got to worry about a man problem.
Yeah, the battery in the room.
He said he don't give no man no money. I know that.
You want to know how to take the battery out the phone?
Go out tell him you would. They like my husband, I would. You ought to have some money. I got
Who
to give you no
put the
money.
battery in?
That's a
No, I
that's
ain't thinking about it. I'm just peep for him by myself.
yeah.
SD card. Where you at?
Well, okay, it could be pretty cool if you were acting like an adult.
You young and you good looking, you married again, and you be happy. I can be happy by myself.
And then with another woman.
Who on the phone now? She said something about
One man, one guy down the door told me, said, you know, you got a man that come there and come to talk to you.
Yeah,
Sit out there, you want to talk? You come and talk all you want.
At the end, you're going to have to disappear.
You know what I told him? You come and talk all you want, but when you come in and pull off your shoes, because you ain't getting too comfortable, then you got to go and talk.
You got to go.
You got to go. That man said, you crazy. I ain't gonna, don't come here and pull off your shoes. You ain't too comfortable. You got to go. So they're a bunch of old maids.
What's stopping y'all from going ahead and doing that thing?
I don't know, maybe I did too much talking to them. Because I tell them, you get out and get your education, get you a good job, and become independent. Because you can't depend on these folks, these niggas now to take care of. They looking for somebody to take care of them. It's all right to have a boyfriend, but when you see he ain't mad, then you kind of let him go. Send him on. If you find one don't want to work, and it tell that time about you go to work, I say I keep the car and then that. Now that don't work. He go to work just like you go to work.
Said he keep the car.
Don't sit there and wait for you to
He
pay
gonna
no
drop you off
bill.
at work. He gonna drop you off at work and keep the car.
Yeah, and then he out there doing what he want to do.
Yep, I got a friend, her boyfriend.
Tell him you can do bad by yourself. You can do good by yourself.
I don't know. I think sometimes he might be late, but he drop her off. They just had a baby together, but yeah, he drop her off at work and then he goes. He don't go to work. He just go do some.
And she don't know what he doing.
No, she don't. Yeah.
And I'm sitting out there, Walmart. We back there in the break room, looking to them young girls like them talking about. I gotta call and find out where he to come pick you up. Yeah, you don't know where he is? No. I said, who keeping the children? He wouldn't keep the children. He wouldn't have my car.
That's right.
And then here it is. You
he
out
ain't
here.
got the babysitter. You dropped off at work and he ain't working.
And then he
I
ain't
always
working,
thought
and
something was
then
wrong
you
with
got
that.
to pay all the bills and the babysitter. Girl, you need to send him back to his mom. You need to send him back to his mom because he ain't grown up yet. And then half the time they won't pick him up. They got to find somebody to carry him home and pay somebody. That don't work. I told him, y'all crazy. Y'all better send him back to his mom because he ain't grown up yet. The nigga still wet behind the ears.
Yeah, when I walked in, she ran.
You said she did?
She did.
And I told them, I said, y'all can do bad by yourself, you can do good by yourself. And also, you don't need nobody to help you do good, but you do bad. You can do that by yourself.
Come on, I can hear that.
And then they want to own you. They want to, you know, you can't do this and that unless they got something. I want to have that there. Maybe I talk too much.
Okay, it's okay. They come right here until you hit that little boy again. I'm going to send him home. Huh? Give me my phone.
I told them they better not have no children until they get through having fun, because once you had the children,
It's real.
She couldn't know.
They say you done having fun, King?
Get off me.
You done having fun?
She used to tell me, no, you ain't gonna carry with it. I told you I keep your children when you go to school and work. But when you hit the street, that's your job. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't
Even when they go and they down,
So you should have did like I did. I was 28 years old when I had my first baby. Me and my husband had been married 8 years. We were so busy partying and going till we weren't ready for no
you
children.
can't party now, cause every time I did go to the club, they all eating up fight. I ain't got time to be
They
doing
was
all
fighting
that work.
then.
Not like they do now. They be
We
shooting
were crawling on our knees, crawling out the door when they was fighting. I look back on that. I said, y'all
Crawling out the
we
door.
were lucky.
They be shooting that thing.
They were doing that then. I said we were lucky.
Oh, they were still shooting back then. That was what, 19? You said 70 or 80 something.
They were shooting it. See, Cordelia didn't like Diana. They didn't like Warwick, and they didn't like Rochelle. But they couldn't stand Warwick. Period. When we be in the club, somebody say Warwick, you better duck. Girl, they go to fighting and shooting in there. Girl, we were sitting at that. We was just so happy we were sitting by the back door in the club. And somebody shot and the man fell on. I tell you, somebody on their knees crawling out. Me and that girl right there, that's my cousin. Me and her, we sit down. Y'all, you know what? We
Don't
lucky.
come sit on me.
We were lucky.
Okay.
The way that
Don't
was,
put your
it
shoes
was.
in
We
the
were
floor.
lucky. So don't tell me they didn't. Yes, we did. We had that too.
I ain't got time to be doing all that. I ain't got time.
And then we go to the leads. You be sitting there to the leads. They go to fight and they be throwing shells and everything. You better get up out the way.
Where my baby?
That's not all the time.
Even back then, it's still going.
But see, we were taking chances back then, knowing that we ain't had no business in the club because we wasn't old enough.
Same thing going on now. Ain't no different.
Yeah, but when they said Warwick, Vienna, you couldn't even cross them lines in none of them countries. They couldn't come over here. But they would fight like cats and dogs.
Nelson hit him in the head. Come here, Nelson.
Yes, they did. It was bad.
Nah, you know, I don't believe that.
No, y'all not finna be picking on him. Come here. We don't bully. You got to tag his tail. He got a heart behind. Literally.
He got a what?
He's got a heart behind.
Oh, no. See, I get belt partner. You already know how I do. Yeah, you know how I get down.
He crying. Whether it's on purpose or on accident, it still hurt. And you shouldn't be playing with what? Right. Y'all not finna be bullying up on nobody. I'm a bully up on y'all.